GT Kingman obviously going to be starting on the T side, as it's what's their choice of map here. I'm quite interested to see how they're going to approach this. As we can see, they're just going to be bursting out of main and pop though. I thought for a couple of moments that we're going to see them push down Ivy. That's not the case. Here comes Dennis. He lands the head shot onto Scream, and the bomb is going to be dropped but picked up now from Rain, who is going to be charging towards that site. In the meanwhile, look at that. Existence all the way through Ivy, so they're coming around through Team main. They're not going to expect this. The question is, can the rest of Titan stay alive until he gets into position for this retake? If they can, I would fancy them to retake this site. If not, it's going to get really difficult for them.
Yeah, so Existence moving forward, although of course we did see Dennis go up to CT Sky, so that's going to be a very good position, and actually Shocks RPK getting those frags. Dennis does find one, but Shocks will get that trade, and Smith's moving in. Who's got the kit? It's Shocks, and he's already got the bomb. It's defused. Titan take the pistol 1-0.
Yep, good retake. And interesting enough, it wasn't really Existence who did much in that round. It was the rest of his teammates that stood up and, you know, did deliver. MP9 in the hands of Shocks, rest of the team with the assault rifles. Again, it's almost a carbon copy of what we saw in Dust 2. With GT Kingdom getting the bomb plant, they won't be going for the initial buy. And I think this may be almost an identical buy-up that Titan did on Dust 2 as well. I seem to remember having a FAMAS and MP9 and some M4s in the mix as well, so really liking this composition quite a lot. This allows Shocks to go super aggressive, and he has done so up Ivy. Probably the best place to have the SMG in this kind of scenario. You can push up there, it's very much bottlenecky, very close, claustrophobic. That's where the MP9 is going to come good against no armoured up assailants. But this is going to leave Smiths, and also to a lesser extent RPK, covering off on the B side. And this one flashbang from Rain could be crucial. If he can land this in the face of Smiths, they have a chance of just breaching onto the site and picking up a frag.
One flashbang to rule them all. The Lord of the Rains. And there it is. Certainly blinding Smith. I don't know so much as actually they had got a lot of information because also Shocks as well as Existence had kind of started to push through Ivy and T mid, so they had already pulled 2 people over to Z connector, and well, I mean the one flashbang is enough time. Smiths wasn't able to drop the bomb as it's coming out of lower, so it does get planted. And hey, I mean if you can invest 1 flash to plant the bomb, that's it's pretty good.
Definitely was, yeah. So you can see, like, they weren't... The way they were setting up their GT Kingdom, I know this is going to sound quite counterproductive, but they weren't necessarily setting up to win the round. They were just setting up to get the bomb.
Of course.
If they can get Glock shots afterwards, they did get one. I think it was Fox who may have picked that one up. If they can manage to get Glock shots afterwards and, you know, clutch the round somehow, then awesome. But originally their idea was, look, let's get a flashbang, as you said. Let's just get the one flash. If we get a bomb plant, amazing. That's so much worth. Now that allows them to get the AK-47s and a lot of grenades. And this has suddenly turned into quite a difficult round for Titan to fend off against.
I wonder if we...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if we'll see G2 Kingwin fall back. They like they were pretty set up even with that one flash. Like they would have some nice executes for that inner B site. So I wonder if we'll see that later on.
Yeah, and if they do, how would Scream, you know... Is he going to know these strats, right? Like, is he going to be able to call these out for Titan, having played up with these guys just a couple weeks prior? It's going to be an interesting dynamic if they've shifted them up as well, if Jacob has brought a new element to the team. And speaking of which, he has just claimed the headshot onto Existence. That's a nice opening pick for GT Kingwin.
Yeah, Jacob, of course, a very skilled player. I mean, you could probably say that maybe a bit of a downgrade to Scream. But not knowing the inner workings of the team, I mean, how well did Scream really fit in? Yada, yada, yada. I'm sure there's a lot of talking points there. But, of course, yeah, look at this! I mean, finds the one kill from ladder that you kind of expect as it gets there unnoticed. But after it's been called, like, yo, someone's in ladder, he's still able to peek out and find 2 kills like that back to 19 and then flipping over to Z and just tapping those heads. That was some sick work, and that'll be the first round there for G2 Kingwin.
Yeah, Jacob being the entry king in that round. And giving GT Kingwin a very comfortable round at the end. Titan, I mean, they could go for a force, but I almost like them to just not bother here. And they're not going to. Smart. Scream just on $1,400. Like, the idea is there that if we force and win the round, then we can absolutely crush GT Kingwin, but then you can crush yourselves as well if you lose that. You're right back into, like, no money whatsoever. This gives them a chance to get the solid buy at the extra That's such an awkward fight between Existence and Dennis, and somehow Existence not only gets the kill, manages to survive and pulls himself back with the AK, picks up the grenade as well. That lands on the head of Rain, takes him down to 65. He's been dinked to 8 HP right now, and now it's Scream's turn to try and do something with this AK. He very nearly gets picked off. It's like the curse of this AK-47. Everyone who gets their hands on it died instantly. There are Shocks also fighting at the dust. GT Kinguin pick up the round, but Titans will have a full buy up here.
It's like saving Private AK right there, just like going out in the middle of the battlefield, trying to grab it, trying to get back to safety. But it doesn't work out. So Titan, I mean, they start off the 2 rounds, but of course G2 kept getting those plants down in the first and the second. It leads to a very strong third rifle round. Yakum opens that up, and then there, it's CT's on an eco, so G2 Kinguin easily able to convert their second in a row. And here's another rifle coming into round 5. Although only 4 smokes, 1 incendiary, and a couple flashes for Titan, also with a FAMAS, so not the strongest here for the defense. But look at the set play, and it's not misdirection. It looks to be a proper set play onto the outer bomb site. The smokes, though, coming through. Anytime you see a flash or smoke flying through those windows, should be dropping smokes and molotovs in response, and whoo! Did they get cleaned up fast?
That's the thing, you're expecting maybe 1 player to be on E-Box, but not 2. So this almost perfect crossfire down from Titan. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a gimmicky play, but it's definitely not one that you're going to see them use too much in the future, because now that G2 Kinguin have seen that, I don't think they'll be pushing out in the exact same way again. So very effective play though from Titan has allowed them now to get a much better set of equipment in their back pockets and their utility belt, and that includes an Orphan Smiths finally with the armor as well to back it up. 4 players on A, just the 1 on B. 4-1 formation, it's not completely unheard of here on Train, it's pretty standard. What you're looking for is for one of those players, whether it be Scream or Existence, to instantly wrap himself through Connector if the ball comes through. But this gives you a very good defense on the site because it allows you to stack yard, which is so important. And again, you're seeing Scream here on the E-Box just playing the close angle. Nakaleli's managed to stake his way up, misses that shot, that was massive. If he lands it, you'll see the rest of G2 Kinguin just barrel through. It. They have to back away. What is that shot from Dennis? Smiths just got completely destroyed.
If I was Smiths, I would need to buy a new keyboard because they would have been punched through.
It's honestly the kind of shot you just leave the house and burn it down.
Yep.
What can you do?
Man. Yeah, he was smoked off forever. I'm like, wow, Dennis, that Ivy smoked off this entire round. Not going to be able to get anything. Boom. Headshot through the smoke. So he does find that 1 kill. It evens it up to a 4-on-4. Time is getting a bit low, so not really too much of an opportunity to fake anything. Smoke at the end of the upper catwalk blocking G2 Kinguin's progress. But oh, they've actually kind of pulled the rotation, I think, as a shot rings in the outer bomb site. Cox and RPK getting kills. Yakum and Fox have moved on to the site. Yakum will just go right back up into those box halls. And everyone just starting to push through this inner bomb site. Fox still back there, and nope, he won't last too long. So we do have our man Yakum with that Molotov that we see so often these days, bouncing it off that door. He'll throw it now. Let's go down to Existence, who, yeah, I mean, if you've got 100 HP, you've already touched the bomb, and a Molotov lands, you do not have to get off. You can defuse it, assuming you have a kit, of course.
Yeah.
So he was good.
That's it, exactly. It was sort of a bit too late, but I can't even say, like, Jacob, what you're doing. It's effectively comes down to a timing thing, and typically what you want to do in that kind of position is throw it with a set amount of time, you know, just before the last 10 seconds come in, or you need to peek first and then throw it afterwards. And he just couldn't afford to do that in a 1v3. He knows the AWPer is going to be up around upper somewhere, so yeah, just unlucky for Jacob.
I don't think there was any sweet spot in the timing that he could have won that round, even with the
Absolutely
Molotov.
not. And even if he did, to be completely honest, it would have been purely luck.
Yeah.
It would have just been down to raw timing, so he rolled the dice and got snake eyes.
He's been sent to jail. This is now Monopoly. RPK seeing some of those tracers and fighting back, finds Fox, looks over to the lower ramps, some of these pistols moving in. RPK trying to take them down, but he will fall to the Deagle. Smith with the op, and oh, convenient bomb delivery for Rain. Unfortunately not in a place where he can really plant safely. He's still trying to fight, trying to get some kills and even up the chances. They're playing for the round win at this point, but as Shox takes down Makalele, Rain can't deal with it, turns, and it's actually Smiths from behind that takes him down with the silenced USP.
Seems like normal business has resumed here on Train. Yesterday it was all T-sided.
Yeah.
Today we've almost got the overall amount of rounds on CT as what we had yesterday.
Life
both
makes
teams.
sense again.
It does somewhat. Complete mind screw. 7 rounds on CT side yesterday and out of 30 on Train between Dignitas and G2 Penguin. I don't even. That may suggest that Titan, if they can, you know, get round into the second half with, let's say, 9 or 10 rounds, like they could be good here. If G2 Penguin's CT side is a bit vulnerable, that could be bad news for G2 Penguin, actually, judging off yesterday's performance.
Oh, Titan. I mean, I haven't really seen Titan play Train really outside of the CEVO MLG EU matches that I've cast, but what I can say about them is they seem like a really strong team. They play really aggressive out in the outer yard, right? Like, they're always swinging a man to Ivy, pushing 1 or pushing 2, and in this case it's actually Shox who finds the first kill of the round and brings down Dennis. We already saw them double up on the 1 round, 1 at 2 at E-Box, like 1 on the back of the red train. They're aggressive in the outer yard, they're aggressive at Ivy, and that just really sections off G2 Penguin to their side of the map, which doesn't include much, like a couple hallways and some steps. Like, that's all you have. But even still, this one will come to the 1 versus 1. Shox got the first kill. He'll have to get the last one as well, but he can't. It's Makalele that will land it.
I would love to go back and watch that round again. I feel like there's so many contributing factors as to how Titan don't straight up just take that home. If they got the first couple kills, they had this beautiful stack on E-Box. I think you even called this, Joey, as well. They had this good stack on E-Box, they had a great formation on the site, and it just seemed like headshots came in from G2 Penguin. It's kind of a round I'd love to go back and watch and just try and figure out exactly what happened there. Because watching it in real time, it's hard to really dissect exactly what happened other than just saying G2 Penguin had sick aim. Which isn't fantastic analysis, you know?
That would probably be like the opening line if I had to write a paper about G2 Penguin. There's a word for that, but I have not written a paper in so long. Like topic statement? I don't even know. But yeah, G2 Penguin just have sick aim. You can even see, like, it kind of put Titan on tilt on Dust too, right? Like, they're losing, they're like, oh, we're having ping issues. They're like, there's no difference in ping between the teams. Maybe like 5 if you averaged it all out. And, you know, Titan are probably just used to hitting their shots, even against some of the world's best, and Penguin were delivering to them, you know?
That's why I pretty much highlight G2 Penguin as being one of the best pistol teams in the world, because of their aim. Like, typically pistol rounds just come down to aim. There's not too many straps to talk about, there's not a lot of utility will get used like flashbangs or anything. It just comes down to raw aim. And typically they will get a lot of pistol rounds. Like, I'd love to actually go and research into this. I probably should for next time I cast them, like how many pistol rounds they win. I'd say it's definitely over 50%. It's probably over 60% to be honest. But here they are, they're on the pistols, but not in the kind of position they'd like to be, because they're against a fully stacked up Titan with an AWP and 4 assault rifles, including 2 AK-47s, which is always a nice place to be from a CT's perspective. Here comes the push down, they're all going to be pushing through to get a Jacobs first in, all 9. This is where the A4 is absolutely perfect choice. Those extra 10 bullets, just keep tapping, keep spraying, and you'll get the kills, and Titan not only get the kills, but they also get the round.
I was trying to figure this out on the fly with the pistol rounds. I thought this was going to be easier, but okay, whatever. I'll let it go. 2 in a row now for Titan. So we got the, I don't know, not really, I would say actually kind of slightly desperation. They're starting to fall pretty far behind. G2 King would like to have themselves 2 more rounds here. The bonus hasn't really stacked up enough so that they can like do a buy like this and then still afford to have a kind of a weak rifle run afterwards. Like, if they lose this, they will have to save. Maybe getting the bomb down will change that a little bit. And of course, it's Train. It's a very CT-sided map, but it always does have that one option of getting the bomb down on the inner bomb site is not hard. Depending on how strong RPK is about to be. No, just finds the 1 kill. Smith's moving over though, hits the op shot onto Jacob, seeing jumping over to that yellow train right now. On the ladder, trying to pop that flash up is Rain. Still just holding on. The ladder climbing animations look so funny now. And he'll hop off. Does spot Scream, and he's working his way around, but Scream all the way back to lower. And now on to Rain as he approaches that Z-shaped hallway. Nice headshots from Scream, as we expect.
Yeah, you expect no less from him. G2 Kinguin now, again, really bad economy. Why did they go from here? The last time they were in this situation, we saw them just rush down into B and get sprayed, and I think it was RPK who had the A4 that was waiting for them. Are we going to go for that again, or are we going to see some explosive strats through T-Main maybe, or Ivy instead? They dropped the bomb, so maybe going to be putting a lot of eggs in the Rain basket here, hoping that he can get some picks with his Deagle. And there's the aggression playing. It's not going to be Rain who breaks the deadlock, it's actually Dennis. And that's just Shox playing aggressive. Existence gets chased down, and Makaleli lands the shot. This could go so badly wrong. Scream's trying to tap his way to victory. Gonna buy a bit of time for the rest of his team to move into position. RPK's there, here comes Scream, and finally it seems that peace has been restored for Titan. And that looked so sketchy for a few moments when the first two frags came down for G2 Kinguin.
Yeah, you even saw some alt chat after that one from the players. So Rain having a tough time here on the T side of Train. I mean, he has just been dropping bombs day after day, map after map, but here is 2-11 on the T side, and of course there is a second half for him to play. Like we saw a similar performance earlier on Hellraiser's Stiko. They closed out the round with the clutch to get his second kill of the half. It was like 2-11, and then later on ended up being like, I think at one point it's like 12-16. So, I mean, you can definitely turn it around, right? Sometimes you can only show up for one half.
That's true. But yesterday, I think the worrying thing for G2 Kinguin is that yesterday their T side was their stronger side by far. They got, what, 4 rounds, I think, on their CT side, so there is no respite for them, it would seem. Obviously, that's a different dynamic when you're playing Dignitas as opposed to Titan. Maybe Titan's T side is struggling a tiny bit. You see here, Existence peeking through. There's 2 players through there. That flashbang forces the panic fire out. That does give some information across the Titan.
They hit him too. It's down to 47. CSV.
Oh, Existence ripped.
Yeah, so this could be it, right? That 4th round you're really looking for. You want to try to get at least 5 here. So this will mark just 1 more, and retakes on Train are so difficult, but I suppose when you're Scream, things are just a little bit easier. This guy, does he play in slow motion or what? Nice headshot for the player on the Train. Makaleli will not let RPK climb down that ladder. Now 4 versus 2, still just trying to hold on. Fox will find Shox. Ooh, I like that. No, it's just Scream. Looking at the money, well, fine to try for it, or do whatever he really wants, as CTs are set to buy for the rest of the half, pretty much.
I wonder if I don't know if Property are playing or if they're watching this game right now, but obviously it's Property versus Titan next game.
Right.
They must be a bit worried because Titan seems to be playing well. Like that round, obviously went away G2 Kinguin, but Titan have been very solid tonight from what we've seen. And that's a game I think a lot of people expect Titan to walk away 2-0 with. And Property around that kind of part of the league, where I believe they're kind of 10th or 11th maybe.
Yeah, they'll probably get relegated.
So yeah, they're battling for their life still in the league. But that being said, jumping back into this game, Smiths is going to break here. Deadlock this time with his orb. But here comes the re-engage, and Jacobs picks himself up too. There's Rain. How does that even happen? That is ridiculous. It's just raw aim. Titan being bossed around, just raw aim. That's not something you see every day.
No, it is not, and it's all going to fall on the Shox. 17 HP does find 1 more kill, so maybe there's a chance. It's a 1v2 on Train. They do still have to get to the bomb, so Fox recovering that now. Still a minute on the clock, so plenty of time here, and Shox is just making moves. He's moving to the inner bomb site. It looks like, oh, Dennis is not going to go up. No one making noise right now. Everyone just walking around. If Dennis happens to peek up there, jump on that little spool, which he does, I'll find Shox. Easy kill for him, and came down a little bit to the wire, but yeah, look at the opening of that round. There was 5 kills on that kill feed in like 2 seconds.
Full pop dog as well. Just carnage. Titan, last round of the half, and not a great buy either, so this is a big round for Kinguin. If they can pick this one up, they're right back in the running, I feel. In fact, they may just be in the running even at 10-5. That flashbang slightly off from existence.
Yeah.
Could have just cost him his life. If that lands, I think he peeks through and maybe gets the frag.
Well, he did peek through, whether it landed or not. I think once he realized he butchered the flash, he should have just backed off.
Yeah, pretty crucial. He had a good spawn for it, so I can see why he'd be enticed into pushing regardless. But yeah, it effectively cost him his life. 1-for-1 trade. Normally you'd favour the T's in this situation, but because of the weaponry, I think they'll be relatively happy with that trade. They have got a weapon as well. They managed to recover that for RPK, picked up the AK from Jacob's corpse in Pop Dog.
Yeah, I mean it'll be tough with Shock still back on a 5-7. Got a Molotov to the end of the green train. Will Rain decide to continue pushing down that thin little alley? As well, actually RPK will find Dennis back late with a quick trade and almost bringing down Scream. Scream is able to find Fox, but Makalele just letting the op shots ring out. Has a quad kill. It's actually on for the ace right now as Smiths will miss onto Rain. And Makalele up on top of the bomb train. He's going to try to peek out and go for this kill. Smiths has worked his way around the other side, but it will be Rain to deliver the headshot. So no ace for Makalele. And half that, I was like, probably 11-4. Suddenly takes a turn and goes 9-6. Kingman making quite a comeback there. 3 rounds in a row right at the end. And not even down to just raw strategy, just the fact that Titan were continuously willing to fight at the latter Pop Dog area a couple of rounds there, and they just lost it out. It was just that raw aim from G2 Kingwin.
That's it, you got to play to your strengths, and that seems what G2 Kingwin went for at the end. And as we both kind of mentioned, it was 9-3 at one point, and was looking like it would go very heavily in the way of Titan. 9-6 is still going to put them obviously in the lead numerically, but it's also not a terrible half as far as CTs are concerned. But now the pressure's on G2 Kingwin. Yesterday they collapsed on their CT side. I'm curious to see if history's going to repeat itself today. Dennis with the CZ, everybody else sticking with the USP. 3 Kevlars, a smoke, a nade, and a defuse kit for G2 Kingwin. Who's going to pick up this first frag? It could be absolutely key. 2 players pushing through towards the B side, the other 3 going through Ivy. The man that's taking point has the bomb. That can always be a bit of an issue, but if you get the frag, it doesn't make any difference. And Shox has done just that. It's pushing through. Here comes Jacob. He's spotted players left, right, instead of there's 2 frags. Could be on for a third as well. Sees the player go to his left-hand side. He thinks from existence. But RPK is still in a 1 versus 2, all that being said.
Oh man, that 2-point block is so awesome, but is it awesome enough to win this 1v2? It is not. And that is, again, I think that was very telling of the power of silence weapons. No way, if Jacob is using a P2K, does he find both of those kills. After he killed his first target, they had no idea that he was just kind of floating in between the green and blue trains.
Yeah, you can see they had no clue, and they're going for this weird boost thing towards connector.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I think one was just behind the little train stop, and one was on top of it. Is that what?
Yeah. It looked awkward, but very nearly worked out for Titan. Remember, they got the first frag as well. It was Shox who just ripped on through Ivy, and that put a big hole. So Jacob's individual play was massive for Kingwin. And it's partially one of the reasons why they're able to afford these P90s Nova, Scout, and FAMAS. Very much a mixed bag of weaponry. Very potent, I would say, though, on train. You need the long range in Makalele's hands, and Nova's very good for close range affairs. In fact, where is Dennis currently sitting with this?
In lower.
He was in lower by himself. Not necessarily the position I would take this. I mean, he's got a Nova and he's got a CZ out. I would have expected him to push closer, but I guess from taking more of a passive role, he gets an eye on upper and lower as well. The bomb is now moving in, though. And this is the problem with not using that Nova properly. He could potentially fall down. He has been. Existence gets the kill. It will be a bomb plant as well. No, the grenade lands in the face of Existence.
Plant this!
I was like, yeah, bombs. Oh no, his head's just got
CTs are like, we'll blow up our own site. Thank you very much.
That's a
They
good
throw
point.
grenades at it. It doesn't really make sense. CS just has never made sense. Don't want the terrorists to plant the bomb, but yet you're chucking grenades and Molotovs onto the bomb site. Surely that would just...
What's the cargo on the train anyway? What's the reason for blowing it up?
I think it's radioactive waste, or maybe enriched uranium or something.
You're nading enriched uranium.
I went through a really long spiel that it's actually the terrorists who are the good guys on train. Because if you actually look in some of the other rooms, there's There are some plans drawn up for some really scary looking weapons.
Got to put things into perspective, I guess.
Indeed.
Oh. Ooh, nice shot from Scream. I was kind of expecting this round to slip away from Titan, but that 1P250 headshot has given him a brief glimmer of hope. Scream has now been silenced. It's Shox who gets picked off next. GT Kinguin now, however, are going to be up against it with AK-47s. Not enough money to get an AWP, even if they wanted to go for a glass cannon AWP. Just about $1,000, not 1,000, sorry, about $150 shy from
150,000.
$1 million. But even, to be honest, if Smiths was able to afford the AWP, I feel like he'd still go for the AK Kevlar. It's not a must-have on the T side.
Yeah, there's not too many options to even find the pick, right? I mean, push down Ivy. I guess there is a pretty good amount, right? You got one at each side: Ivy, T middle, and upper catwalk. But yeah, try to make it work with the AKs first, and then if it's really not working, save up, make an adjustment, pull out the AWP. You don't want to show your whole hand like right away. As Yakum is pushed up over to the I can't remember what those are called, like the little pallet things, like manual forklifts. I don't know. Yakum does bring down Shox as they push aggressive to that T mid-room, was able to fall back out, but Scream will take him down, and Smith hits his shot on terrain, and now Dennis takes Existence out, so it's 3-on-3. G2 Kinguin, though, pretty healthy. It's still with the scout in a P90, but Fox in a good position, playing behind those boxes at Ivy. Smith's hearing this, and yep, will react in time, hits the headshot onto Fox, who was actually looking the wrong way, but pulls the knife out as he runs into Dennis.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops indeed. Keep that gun out. This is a free fire zone. And now it's Scream in a 1 versus 2.
No need for him to run with this knife out either there, really.
No,
It's
not at
rush.
all.
Here comes Scream! He does finally get the shot. I think that may have been his last bullet. Makalele and Dennis lined up from it. Seems like that mistake from Smiths isn't going to cost them too big, but it really could have. And the reason I'm saying that is because you've got a post-plant scenario. You're in no rush to run around the back. Like, even if you just walk around the back there's still plenty of time to get up towards the CT spawn and potentially shoot them in the back. So Smith's like, dude, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart. Still in the round though, Titan.
So they will come into this one, even winning that round, still a bit more. They got the Tech 9s, they got the nades, and well, now an M4A4 as Smiths kills Yakum, and that gun picked up by RPK. Shox continuing to get some frags. Oh man, frags and trades going off everywhere out in this outer yard. After the dust settles, it comes to a 2 versus 2. The bomb is down. RPK, oh, Fox. Talk about this knife pulling out thing. I guess he does want to kind of traverse that narrow corridor a bit quicker to find some cover, but could have been rough. Does turn and find a kill anyways, and now it's just Existence. 1 versus 2. Oh, and just like that, 1 versus 1 doesn't have. I was gonna say no nades really on either person, just a flash there on Existence, and I'll just re-peek that and get the frag. So 2K for Existence, 1v2, found both the CTs in the same place.
Leading by example puts G2 Kinguin now on the back foot, economically speaking. It's not like Titan have a great economy either though, but it's definitely better than their counterparts, and just the bomb plant will stabilize this nicely in this round. So GT Kinguin, I'm going to go aggressive, I'm going to try something different here, try and catch the terrorists off guard and transition potentially. Titan have made the correct decision for me, and that's just ruthless aggression. They know that the equipment and the armory of G2 is not going to be up to snuff, but that's a USP! I thought it was a 5.7 at first. That's a USP long-range wreckage on Existence. And now Jacob is going to use his 5.7 and try and put that to use. Makalele falls to his death, owned by gravity. And that's all on Fox. It's so awkward. This round has been so strange. Like, what have I just watched?
Damn you, Newton.
Yeah, Isaac Newton. How dare you?
Take your apples and shove them somewhere. I don't think that ever actually happened, by the way.
Well, how he figured out gravity?
The whole Apple thing, I'm pretty sure that's a lie. fed his children, like a lot of things. If there's any children watching, no one's lying to you. Don't worry about it.
I was like, where are you going with this? Hot Flash and Rush. Another very aggressive play. I like this from Titan. You typically wouldn't expect 2 rushes in a row. It's like one of those gimmicky strats that's just going to happen once, but not really paying off. They get the 2-4 on trade. It's going to be the bomb plant. Oh no, Shocks. He's coming around the back. He wants frags. The question is, does he have any teammates to come in? No, he doesn't. I was going to say, if they just survive long enough, Shocks can get around the back and start to put some pain down onto G2 Kinguin. As it stands, he's going to have to take the long way around, and the bomb is also dropped in a really precarious position, to say the least. So I can see what Shocks was going for. He's about to get caught from behind, and there we go. G2 Kinguin can just about pick up the round.
Yeah, so they keep 3 people alive, and that's pretty nice. They can drop these AKs, or keep them and drop some M4, so pretty nice mixture. M4 A4s and 2 AKs. What's Titan trying to scrounge together? They will grab Smiths. Is there a gun down for him? Okay, yeah, he's got an op. I was like, he really gonna Glock armor? There's the op, 2 AKs, Tech 9 and a Deagle. So some pistols on the bookends of the Titan roster there. So still trying to stay forceful. Will they collapse after this? I can only assume they would. And yep, this can tie it up. This is a very important round for G2 Kinguin moving forward here on Train.
This is huge. Probably the biggest round so far, I'd say, for both teams. But there's plenty more big rounds to come if G2 Kinguin can take this one down. If they lose this, not only is it weapons across into the hands of Titan, who only have a Tech 9 and a Deagle in play. This, of course, is assuming that more than one player survives for Titan. It also would destroy the economy once more of G2 Kinguin, so understandably both teams taking this one slower. Titan don't go for a 3rd rush in a row. There's the flashbang now, they're going to be pushing through, slightly off timing as far as G2 Kinguin maybe a concern. And the flashes are going to come out, but is it enough to stop this plant coming in? That Molotov buys up time and then it can get into this position. That's so smart, and 2 frags are his reward. Nearly a 3rd, but Smith does connect the shot. That's his 2nd of the round. 3-on-3 now, 30 seconds, bomb is going down.
So they really need that bomb going down. Bit of a stimulus package here to the Titan team, who are still trying to hold on and win this round, but I think with that kill they cannot do it. It's just Shocks, doesn't have that cheeky Molotov to bounce off the door either, and even if he did, not much of a chance. Fox will put him out of his misery, and that'll be 12-11, and Titan should have to full eco here.
Yeah, they should be. I was just curious what their economy would look like because the round lost them the bomb as well. But it's pretty much like high ends of 2,000, mid 3,000, so it's the right call to save. They're going to have a very good buy up next round though. Shocks with P250 Kevlar. They have 3 flashes and a smoke. And I was curious to see if we're going to see another B execute with these kind of grenades. Instead though, 4 players down Ivy side with Existence watching the back. Molotov is going to connect with a beautiful flashbang right in the face of Fox. You can see he's still suffering the effects of the flash. Very long range and duration on that one, but G2 Kinguin are finding themselves frags. It's going back and forth, but it will be in favour of G2 Kinguin here. Just Shocks remains again. He has an M4 and Kevlar, so he's still a danger and a threat. G2 Kinguin playing this one pretty smart, I'd say, overall. Just fanning out. Jacob trying to get information. And he's called this. Very well played by him. 12-12.
Yep, so the scoreline we would have expected after this. That was, however, a bit close for G2 Kinguin, having only 2 people survive. Money is still going to be pretty tight for them. Whoa, going into hyperspace there as we get over to T-Spawn. And we can see what Titan are buying up. So they've got tons of flashes, 2 smokes, incendiary, 4 AKs, and an op. So let's see if they don't try to just use these flashes to find some opening kills, or will they maybe run a set play with their limited smokes and Molotov? They're going inside, and they're going very, very quick. Dennis has got to be hearing all this. Will react in time with that incendiary. Move behind the train to spot Existence, but hasn't landed those shots. Has actually missed a lot, and now you're on the Day 1S. You start to panic. He's used half his mag, and he goes down. Existence hits that shot. Smiths with one off of that lower inner bomb train, and Scream to bring down Yakum. So it looks like it may be falling apart here for G2 Kinguin. only Fox and Rain up, and Rain is by no means going for this, so Fox should back off as well. Trying to save these weapons. Titan will once again take their lead back.
Just back and forth as C-Store of CS continues. 3 rounds to G2 Kinguin, then answer back 3 rounds to Titan. 3 to the CTs, and it seems like Titan are going to start off their 3 rounds potentially again. That flashbang,
Not really his fault.
it's a bit interesting.
Kind of thought it might go through there as well.
It's fortunate, though. I think
we
the
really
camera
need
switched.
the Quake Unreal voices back. Titan has gained the lead. we need that. Penguin has tied the match. All the commentary you really need in Counter-Strike, if I'm being honest. I don't want to put myself out of a job, but
Just replace the play-by-play with that. Monster kill. Holy
holy shit. Yep, I'm sold.
I like it quite a lot. Yeah, needs to happen. Preferably voice acted by the guy who does G2 I could die happy. So force buy in here for G2 Kingdom. I mean, it's a decent enough force buy. My only issue here is that if they lose this, I mean, this is at least a 2-for-1. Could even be a 3-for-1. This could effectively be the map being lost if G2 Kingdom lose this round. Like, that's how important this is for them.
Terrace,
And
man.
they lost the first 2 players as well. Horrendous start for G2 Kinguin, and now it's going to be Aggresscon from Titan, who are going right through onto the jugular. Scream has also picked himself up a kill. Dennis is going to fall. It's all Makalele to try and salvage this for his teammates. He's already picked up 1 frag, 8, a lot of damage through that Molotov. And Smith puts him down, and you're going to see what I'm talking about right now, because their economy is going to be absolutely terrible. Soon if they save this round, Joey, I mean, they're still going to be like mid-3,000s to upper 3,000s, maybe 4,000 if they're lucky dollars. And that's just not good enough on the CT side to try and repel a T side of Titan's caliber.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. And I think we can clearly see that Titan are a cut above when it comes to just the team chemistry and the set executes from anyone that we've seen today. And, you know, maybe G2 can take that title still having some of the better aimers in the scene or in this league right now. But Titan, even when it was getting somewhat close on Dust 2, like, they're running fairly complex strats and not really making any mistakes. The rounds they lose are a lot of times just because G2 Kinguin are such ridiculous aimers, and you can see that one. They perfect execute onto the outer site. They see a Molotov, they still push through it, they hit their shots, so... I mean, they're just looking really, really good here, but Kinguin making them work for it a little bit. On this one, they've got it to a 2 versus 3, trying to go for that retake, but with no kits. And like you said, no money. That's just not good enough what they have into the next round, so they have to take this AK and this M4A4 into round 28.
They do, so a part of me kind of wishes that they just saved, you know, in that previous round, or hindsight's 2020, but 26th round, when they go for that force buy, if they just saved, they bit the bullet. Yes, they'd have conceded to 14 rounds, but then they'd had a really solid buy-up, and they'd have been able to potentially build themselves back into this map and take us to, even if it's just overtime, like that's still a lot better than what I think faces them right now. So as you mentioned, they have saved the 2 assault rifles. I'm a bit surprised that the terrorists didn't try and force through and take those weapons away a bit harder than they did. You can see their economy speaking, they could afford to lose all 3 weapons and still rebuy, whereas the same could not be said for Kinguin. Match pause come in, toilet. What a time to take a toilet break, by the way. 15-12, better go to the bathroom, boys. I feel like this is tactical, just call it tactical.
Yeah, I feel like that a lot, right? They're like, yeah, toilet. Like,
bladder problem.
bladder. How many esports professionals have bladder problems? Like, do you think that is, I think it's all it's a ruse.
What's genius about that? Like, you may not know about this to do with FIFA, which is like the Football Governing Association.
That's bladder.
Sepp Blatter, he's
Yeah.
got bladder problems. I was like, what? He's
Oh
like
yeah,
a joke.
maybe did he misspell it on purpose? I just kind of like was like, oh, English not native, so
it's
fine,
like
but
next level if he actually spelled
that
on
might have been
purpose.
next level.
Rain, are you a genius? Probably. They're ready. Here we go.
Oh, that must be very close, or that bladder must be really small.
Maybe a bit of column A, a bit of column B.
Yeah.
But this is to put this in context, this is absolutely massive for G2 Kinguin. If they lose this now, this could be the difference between them qualifying and indeed just being out of the running to get to LAN.
Kevin, yeah, why are there 2 phones on that desk? No sense. Alright, so time's ticking away. I'm sure Kevin will get us back to the action. Whoa, one's red! Oh, that's why. Because the red phone is the phone you use to escalate the issue even further. Well, the white phone is just for normal problems.
More scrubs.
We've solved it.
Still a bit weird to me.
It is still a bit weird, yeah.
So what are G2 Kinguin going to do differently this round? And it has been 3 rounds, so if we go on that basis, the next 3 rounds should go to G2 Kinguin to keep the sequence going, right? It's been 3-3-3-3.
Illuminati.
Confirmed.
And Half-Life 3. Wow, it's been 3... Well, I guess that's actually 6, if you count the last half, but... 3 T rounds, 3 CT, 3 T, 3 CT, 3 T rounds.
That's what I'm saying, like the sequence needs to continue for Kinguin.
Yeah, I think it does. But I don't know if it will. Shocked with a really nice shot onto Fox, and Yakum's been already brought down to 11 HP, and Shocked with another, finds Makalele. Existence, announcing his presence with that flash that wasn't effective at all to Yakum, but Yakum's so low, he can't do anything about it, and, well, the cycle is broken. I guess Half-Life 3